Good morning. Well, now here we are. Well, what a week we've had. Okay, so how are you doing? And how's your week? Okay, now people tell me that I need to slow down. Karen specifically, actually, she says Sheila, we can't keep up. So I'm going to slow down today. In fact, I might pull off here. Just let me haul in. The traffic's mad here. Uh, look, what's coming up the hill? Ugh, you wouldn't know now, and that's because of the construction down on the main road, which is always so nice. It's nice that look here, that house for sale there. If anyone's interested, here in the Gulls, why they'd be selling is beyond me. But anyway, that's a separate point. Oh, I should. I'm meant to show you the trees. Hang on. Now. Look how pretty it is. My gosh, aren't the fall colors just fantastic? Well, now what a week I've had. I'm going to tell you, it's been steady on because, I got up this morning and I did my hair and I put on a little bit of lipstick and no sense doing that unless you're just going to go straight out and get right on the camera. I think if we go back over all the videos that I've done, which they've been about 30 now. I think 30. Uh, I think that we're going to find that the sun was shining on most of them. Isn't that tremendous? The sun is shining right now. I think it's wonderful. But in the meantime, if I'm going to capture how nice my hair can actually be, I think I need to go out the moment I have it done. So anyway, but that didn't happen today. So how are you doing anyway? What a week I have had thus far, and the tickets went on sale for the show. It's an evening with Sheila Williams. Crack on! And if you missed it last week, the reason I've said crack on is because it's time for us to get on with it. It's time for us to live our lives now. And so anyway, like the God bless the woman at the home, I said, why'd you come in? You're so fit and able. She said, my daughter turned 70 and I thought it was time for her to live her own life. I thought, yes, fair enough. Anyway, it's time for us to live our lives because, we've been in this pandemic for a long time now and it really does bear down on us. And so, anyway, the tickets are on sale and they're going along like a house on fire. They're not sold yet. So, get your tickets. And if you have trouble with the website, contact me directly. Now, in the meantime, they are going back to office hours at Holy Heart today at 12 o'clock. So, you can call in now. And that is 579-4424. So you can call in and get your ticket. So, and, someone was asking, Sheila, can we sponsor the show? Now, I would love that. If anyone has a daughter or a son who's tremendously successful and don't know where to give their money, tell them to give me a jingle because I'd love for someone to sponsor the show. No, we're not talking about, I mean, sponsor an ad in the show or they can present it if they like. That doesn't cost that much. And I mean, I don't mean, years ago when you'd write your name down, you'd sponsor the child $5. I'm not talking about that. But in the meantime, if you did want to send me $5, don't hesitate to do that, honey. It's P.O. Box 383, Goulds, Newfoundland. Anyway, that's a separate point. So anyway, the tickets are on sale, but that's not all. Some people were wondering if I'm going across the island, and I am. Now, the show that I'm doing in St. John's, An Evening with Sheila Williams, crack on, is not going across the island. It'll be Joe Tompkins and me, and it'll be a Christmas show. And it's called A Christmas to Remember with Sheila Williams. I know, it's exciting, isn't it? It smacks a little bit of Dolly Parton's You Made This a Christmas to Remember. I might sing it, I don't know. I'm just making all that up now as I speak, and I was talking like some people, look at this now, look what I'm walking into. Hang on. See that? It's a wonder I'm as good as I am. But anyway, someone said to me about the bull story last week. My brother Brain actually and I were talking about it, and we were talking because Karen goes down every day and feeds the ducks down in the pond. And the ducks follow her now, and they're quite loud about it. Quack, 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 this sort of carry on. And so, anyway, she said, I wonder when they're going to leave. And Ray said, they'll never leave if you're feeding them. And fair enough, they won't. I wouldn't either if someone was bringing the grub to me. So, anyway, we were talking about this fella years ago, Tony. I shan't tell you his full name because he, he might feel bad. He might get in trouble. I don't know. But I just won't tell you his full name. But anyway, he was from up the shore. And he was a friend of ours. And it was very jolly, always sort of laughing. And you don't know if it was drugs or what he was laughing about half the time, And you know how people have this wide mouth laugh, this sort of carry on. Yeah, fillings, that sort of carry on. Well, that's what he did. And so he'd open his mouth and then he'd put his hand over it. So it'd be like this. That sort of carry on. So anyway, he was telling mom years ago about this, we were in on the farm. And so he was telling mom years ago about this cow that they used to have next door. And he said, Mrs., I used to, we didn't have very much. So he said, we'd go out and we'd milk the old cow through the fence. And Mom said, no, did you? Oh, yes. He said, we drank her milk every day. Mom said, no. Oh, yeah, she never gave any, come milking time, she never gave anything, on the farm. And anyway, he said, bye. He said, we did that for the longest time. And by God, he said, after a while, they sold her. And he thought that was the end. And Mom said, honey, they sold her because she wasn't milking. He went, this sort of carry on, delighted with it. I don't know if it shocked him that, my God, is it possible that they'd get rid of a cow because she wasn't milking? But anyway, so there you are. I laughed at that. And I thought, yeah, no, honey. Yeah, you milk her. And they got clear of her because they thought she couldn't milk. But anyway, I said to myself this morning, because I was half tired, getting up. How are you? Are you feeling half tired? Is it the time of year? Is it the pandemic? What is it? Now, I will tell you that someone said, Sheila, it's because you're perimenopausal. I said, is it? I said, well, I didn't think, because I don't have any sort of symptoms. I didn't think that I'd be tired, not sleeping. Are you sleeping? That's the question at hand for the day. Are you sleeping? And remember years ago when no one ever talked about that? No one ever talked about the menopause. Do you remember people were so shy about menopause and that sort of carry on? And so anyway, my friend said to me, and I said this in a video, but I'm going to tell you now because I don't know how many people saw that video, and it's a good story. She said, when I was young, she said, Mom didn't want. She said, I hit my cycle when I was 9. Sorry to the boys or anyone who might feel, shy about this, but anyway, she said I hit my cycle when I was 9, and Mom didn't know how to deal with it, so she got the school teacher down because the school teacher knew all about it, and was educated, and they could then tell me what to expect. And so the school teacher came down and said, all right, well, she said, there you are. Now you're a woman. She said, oh, I was 9. She said, and now, she said, you can get pregnant. She said that was the big advice from the school teacher. Now, she didn't follow that up with how I could get pregnant. She didn't say you could get pregnant, by running up and down the road or drinking Kool-Aid. She said none of that information followed, but she said you could get pregnant, so be careful. She said I didn't know what I was careful over. And I remember that being very hush-hush when we were children because we had a store across the pond, and it was called, Mary Aggie's. You probably remember that. Mention it if you do. And after that, it was called. And remember when we were children and our mothers would write a note and send us to the store for cigarettes. Do you remember that? Remember the good old days when youngsters could buy cigarettes at the shop, but it was never any harm to it because, see, we were innocent years ago. We didn't think about saying, okay, well, now I'll, write the note myself and get cigarettes. That would never, ever come to me. Not that I never smoked. I'll tell you that story another time. But anyway, no, Mom would write the note and say, I want a pack of sweet caps, is what the cigarettes were called. So we'd drive the tractor around the pond and we'd stop at Mrs. Hannaford's, Mr. Hannaford, Jeannie, that one. And so we'd stop and park because we weren't allowed to cross the road with the tractor. I was only 11. And so Mom said, now, darling, park at Mrs. Hannaford's. So we'd have to park at Mrs. Hannaford's. We'd go in and knock on the door, say, hi, Mrs. Hannaford, can you watch me crossing the road? That's the truth. I know, my God, bless the good days. So anyway, Mrs. Hannaford said, I'll watch. And so Fanny'd be up in the window watching us cross the road. And we'd go over and we'd hand Mary Aggie or Pet Sinnott the note, pack of sweet caps or whatever it was. And then we'd get back on. Well, when the time came that we needed something for the cycle, there was another note. And so we'd go get on the tractor and we'd go around the pond and we'd park at Mrs. Hannaford's. And now if we drove a bike, we rode a bike rather, we'd have to do the same thing. We'd have to park the bike at Mrs. Hannaford's and then walk across the road. I don't know why they thought walking across the road was safer, but anyway, walk across the road and then pass in the note. So when it was anything to do with a cycle, we just passed the note to Mr. Petsinit, and he'd reach up to the top shelf, and on the top shelf was a brown paper bag. Do you remember this? Did you do this too? Can just tell me in the comments. On the top shelf was a brown paper bag. He'd pull down the brown paper bag then and hand it to me. There'd be no money exchange hands, and that'd be the end of it. He'd send us on our way, and apparently what was in that brown paper bag was kotex. Just to say it right out. But anyway, and it was all so hush, hush, back then. So anyway, God bless the good old days is what I say. So anyway, here we are. We're coming up on Halloween. Next week, I got a marvelous story to tell you. So be sure to tune in. Oh, I got a winner. Remember, yes, I told you that I would draw out a winner. And so I did. I put all your names for those people who shared the video last week. And then, the poster, Crack On. An Evening with Sheila Williams, Crack On, Holy Heart. The box office opens today, thank God, at 12 o'clock. 579-4424 for those people who don't know how to get on the line. So I put all your numbers in the to win 2 gift cards. Remember last week I said you're going to win $50 gift card. I thought, no. I was given 2 gift cards. I won them at Ramada. Remember when you may not remember, but anyway, I won a thing at the Ramada where it was $100 in gift cards for local businesses and that sort of thing. I'm giving you 50 of those gift cards, $50 worth, and it's for Bannerman Brewery rather, and Sherrington's. And the person who won is Kathleen King. Kathleen, there you go. You won the $50 gift card. Thank you for sharing the videos and for sharing the Crack On. And I'm going to have another contest this week as well. So I'll let you know about that on my page. So be sure to pay attention. So now, okay, do I have a story for you? I wonder. I never, you know what? I was so busy. Look at my hair. I was so busy preparing for what I was going to say to you. I thought, now I'll tell them all about this. I'll tell you about this though. Years ago, I went to Italy. Has anyone been? We went to Italy and it was gorgeous, beautiful, 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 opulent. And I went then from Italy over to Rome. Not Rome, London. And I'll just say this. I'll lay the blanket down and say, aside from St. John's, London is my favorite city in the world, period. And I think it's perhaps because we have a kinship with England, and also it's the Queen. I love the Queen, and you know the opulence of Harrods and such, and so anyway, I went into Harrods. Now I didn't go in to buy anything because a nightgown was £300, and I thought I don't need that as much as someone else might, and I didn't want to take it away from someone. So anyway, I left it there. But I did go up to the food halls and I did eat the chocolate and I ate in the restaurant. And also, I went into the bathroom. Now, in the bathroom, there's a suggestion that you tip the woman who's attending the bathroom. You know, you put in a pound, which is at the time, it was two. It was twice the amount. Was it twice and a half? It was at least twice the amount of $1. So it was every time I had to pee, then I'd have to give $2 or $3, you know, to the woman because she had a towel on her arm like she was a waitress, you know, and cleaning up things and such. And when I went into the bathroom, it was very sort of opulent, like the ceilings were painted, and there was marble everywhere, and you know there was mouthwash and all of these sorts of kotex and these sorts of things just around. If you wanted it, take it at Harrods. And so anyway, I was there, you know, rinsing up my hands, and this woman went into the stall, and then another woman went in right after her, next to her. And anyway, and I was listening to it all going on, and the woman said, "Hi, how you doing?" And you know, and all of a sudden it got tense in the bathroom. And the woman said, "Good." She said, she said, how's everything doing? What are you doing? She said, well, you know, they were talking back and forth. She said, probably same as you, just shopping and traveling about. Oh, she said. And then there was a bit of a pause, and I was feeling a bit relieved then. And then all of a sudden the woman said, so can I come over there? And the woman, woman in the stall said, "I'm a bit busy," but she said, "You know." And then the woman in this stall who was doing the talking said, "Look, I'm going to have to call you back." She said, "There's an idiot in the stall next to me answering every question." I was so relieved. Anyway, listen, God love you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Remember, get your tickets. And I'm going right across the island. I'm going to Clarenville, Gander, Grand Falls, and Corner Brook from the 1st of December to the 5th of December. So tickets are going on sale October 28th. I hope you have a wonderful week. And next week, full moon last night. Did you see it? It was beautiful. Next week is going to be, we're coming in on Halloween. And I'll just tell you now that I gave up white sort of things, bread, uh, potatoes, rice, trying to lose a few pounds for the show. And if you ever want to look at someone who wants a curve, well, you're looking at her now. The old fella says you're looking at her now. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful week. Love to you.